星と深淵。無事今日の依頼を。星と深淵。
Yeah, see, like, obviously it's another proximity-based one, and you might think, oh, well, it's like so obvious, like, there's a big glowing mark there. It's like, yeah, but imagine that if this wasn't your, that mark, that glowing mark was only there because I was navigating to that quest. If I had, like, had another quest selected, or no quest selected, you know, like, if I had done part of this quest, but then started navigating to, like, the dailies, the commissions, and wrap those up, and we're like, okay, cool. Now I want to explore a little bit before I start on the Archon quest. There would have been nothing to indicate that this was the Archon quest, other than just some people there. And you'd see the people, and like, oh, there's some people. Let me go. Like maybe there's a world quest revolving around this. And it's like, well, no, it's the Archon quest. Now you just gotten yourself locked in the Archon quest when you might have not wanted to, right? You might have been like, no, I want to actually do some exploration before continuing, right? You know. But like, so the only benefit behind it is like obviously we got close, right? We got close, and the cutscene started with us walking and approaching these people. Whereas like, you know, so it's like, oh, cool. Like, it allows for a more natural kind of like meeting, where it's just like, you know, the people you're going to meet with could be interacting with each other, and then you approach. Like after, it allows them a scene by themselves before you approach, because it's like, yeah, it was proximity based to begin with. Whereas it wouldn't make logical sense if you have to go and interact with one of them, and then like the second you interact with them, then they're like, oh hey, like then they show you approaching, or they show them interacting with each other first, and then you approach. It's like, well, we had to go up and interact with them first, so that wouldn't make logical sense. It's like, yeah, I get that. You know, I understand. It wouldn't make logical sense to do this, but I'm like, you know what, fuck logical sense, right? I think that little difference, that little mess, like that little difference is fine. Like, who gives a shit, right? I would much rather not accidentally starting a quest or continuing a quest that I wasn't aware of because I wasn't tracking it than the slight incongruity between interacting with them. And also, like, you don't even have to make it an NPC. You could just put a random fucking signpost on the ground. A signpost that maybe you interact with. You interact with the signpost and say, hey, this will continue the Archon quest. Are you sure? Would you like to continue it? And then if you press yes, boom, starts the cutscene just as we just saw, right? We don't even have to interact with the NPC. We can just interact with something nearby. So you could actually still make it make sense. You know, you could do that. So, you know, and even the warning of like, hey, this is going to start the Archon quest. Because you might not have selected this quest, and you see a group of people. You're like, oh, hey, cool, there's something here. Oh, look, there's an interactable signpost over here. Let me go touch it. You know, so it could be something like that, right? And that's just what I think should be done, because I think it's not like it's the end of the world. I think it's bad game design because of these potential false positives. and I've proposed that this is my solution to how to resolve it, so that if you do come across something, and if you don't understand that this is the Archon quest, this is a character quest, whatever, the signpost nearby will indicate, hey, this is this quest. Do you want to continue? Yes or no? And if you say yes, boom, it would start the cutscene, or no, and you was get out. So that way you wouldn't ever accidentally continue a quest you weren't prepared for, because if you got close to it. So, but I mean, I get it, right? Because if you have to do that, it's a little extra work, and then for the people who just want to continue the quest, it's a little extra hassle for them. But honestly, I think the hassle's very minimal, and I think it would just be a better player experience overall for the people who just weren't ready to do a quest.
イネファ、
やっと見つけた。無事だったのね。よかった。
どなた様でしょうか。
また記憶を失ったのか。
また。
リーユエ、フォンテーヌ、スメール。面白い組み合わせだな。
じゃあ、あんたたちが彼女の制作者。
めっそうもない。彼女は
今日から君はイネファ。絶対。
矛盾。イネファ
お姉ちゃん。
まさか本当に症状が悪化し。
一体どう。
That was weird. Wasn't that Chaska's silhouette in the background? You would assume it would be Inefa, or not Inefa, so Inos. Why was it Chaska?
すまんすまん。自己紹介がまだだったね。俺はタクシン、商人だ。こっちにいるのが俺の妻と娘、そしてキャラバンの仲間たち。俺たちは
などくらい。
お前たちの服装を見るに、同じ地域の出身とは思えないが。
などくらいはいわば流浪者の地で、以前はなどくらいのナシャタウンで商人として生計を。
事情？
なあ、北から来た奴らは最近などくらいで派手に動き回ってて、揉めているどころか月を引きずり下ろしたって聞いたぞ。月、それに月の心臓の剣も。とにかく。
Oh, is that it? Is that is that girl the symbol of the moon, Columbina? Is she like the representation of the moon, and they were able to smack her down from wherever she was?
私もですか。
お前はちょっと違うが。でも船が岸に近づいた時、
まさか非元気兵イネファお姉ちゃんは私たち。
Oh, okay. Because they mentioned secret source automatons, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like I don't remember them by name. So they mean those things that all those machinery that we've seen in Natlan, all of them are secret source automatons. Okay. I didn't know if it was just the ones that were like those little dragon guys that we saw in the volcano, little dragon puppets. But it's like no, like every automaton is a secret source one. Got it.
そんな別の場所から上陸した後。
I mean, like everyone in Natlan.
助けを呼んだわ。
まあ、実際報酬はすぐに決まった。だが、イネファが目を覚ましたのはシロネンのおかげだ。
うちは大したことしてないよ。彼女が自分で目覚めただけ。イネファのコアはすごく頑丈だった。ナタの非現装置にだってあの強度はな。
あ、アイナを呼んできたらイネファの。
それは無理だろう。お前たちが言うコアはおそらくアイノがゴミの山から拾ってきたもので、彼女は残りのパーツを組み立てただけなんだ。 実は今回イネファが俺たちとナタに来たのは記憶。
詳しく教えていた。
はあ、分かったよ。もう何度も話したし、お前を作ったのはアイノだ。でも
I see. So I remember that Aino used one of those automatons' core for her core. So it could be all those like memories we're seeing, all those little like flashbacky things. That's remnants from her core, and that like red entity that she saw. So I see. So she was always looking for her memories. Although I mean, obviously she lost some extra ones too. But okay. So that'll be interesting. Like we've had a few instances where we've dealt with the dragon civilization, which seems like the dragons were the ones who created all the secret source automatons, because that's what they just mentioned, how the child of Echoes first, the founder, tried to explore the secret source automatons herself, and presumably hid it. I think she burnt her lab as a scapegoat. I think she did hide her, she tried to hide her stuff.
最初のうちはたまに度忘れすることはあっても、だがある日モップがけをしていたお前は力。でも一番の問題はそこじゃない。イネファはアイノは特に気にしていなかったらしいが、それ以来イネファは自分、そして少し前ナタの装置に使われているパーツがちょうど俺たちが故郷に帰る途中ナタを通ると知ったお前は同行を願い。
いいえ。
記憶喪失はその。
いや、旅に出たばかり。
This is weird though. Like if she was coming over here to like why was she trying to look for us too? Although I guess that was the whole thing. That was her goal of going there, and then Aino was the one who gave her the little like objecty thing. So it could be that Aino was like, oh well, if you're going there, I hear that these people are here. Could you go find them as well?
だからアイノも安心してイネファを送り出したのだろう。だが
あの変な機械と戦った時にはもうだいぶ悪かったのかも。ナタにはまだついたばかりだけど、皆さんがナタの有名人だってことは聞いたわ。その彼女を治す方法はないかしら。
ナタにも手がかりはないのでしょうか。
結論を出すのはまだ早いよ。あんたらが来るちょっと前に非元気兵の研究を
仲間を本来の姿で引き合わせるまでが。
ああ、もう少しナタに滞在。長い船旅と襲撃で疲れも溜まってるだろう。英気を。
ああ、ちょうどそのことを考え。
なら火翼の集いはどう。
Also begs the question, like if your boat got fucked up, why are you here? Like, I mean, the closest port town is the Child of the Waves one, or Milani's clan, or even further west, where the Flower Clan and Sitlali's one is. Those are the. Although presumably they came from the north, so they would have had to land near the Flower Clan.
火翼の集い。
Yeah, the Feather Flower.
その間に
So, like,
私たちもイネファ
if they landed there, then how the hell did they get all the way over here when they're missing people? Like, you'd think you'd like just go to the city, right? You could go to the main city of Natlan, the capital city of Natlan, if you've had troubles. If your boat overturned and you lost your crew members, you think you'd congregate at the main city, so you could like meet any lost crew members who, I mean, you might think you'd stay at the Feather Flower Clan to try to catch them before they leave, but honestly, it would be still better to go to the main city.
忘れるところだったぜ。手紙のパスワードを知らないか？
あの暗号術のことか？申し訳ないが、イネファから何も聞いていないんだ。パスワードどころか、どこで手に入れたかも知らない。
記憶喪失のロボットにパスワー
多分出発した時は。
ド。でも、イネファお姉ちゃんが言ってたよ。プラン B？ プラン B。
とにかく記憶が戻る。
簡単に言ってくれるけど、
そう言いながら毎回見つけてくれるじゃないか。
それじゃあ俺は力になってくれる仲間を集めて。
じゃあな、キイニチ。あ、それからアハウも。そういえば。
確かにおかしいな。
そうか？
それがおかしいんだ。報酬を譲ると言った時も依頼はまだ終わっていないと言って。
俺はただお前の愚かさに。俺の記憶違いか？あい知ったことか。
See, that's the weird thing, though. It's like, so if he remembers her, obviously what he remembers is her core, which is unusual because, like, where is it? Oh, okay, back to Feather Flower. Okay. It's like, okay, well, if you remember, but how could you remember her core? Like, she was a secret source automaton. The spherical core was removed from it and placed in her. Like, how would he recognize her? Right? Like, presumably, the core was only put in her body. It's not like she always had this body. The core was probably placed in it. So how would he recognize her? Unless maybe like the core itself like radiates some sort of like aura or whatever that he recognizes. But even still, like from the movie, from the NFA like character trailer and shit, it was just like some random enemy secret source automaton. It wasn't like one of those little like dragon puppets that like ran out of the juice and their core was repurposed. Then I might understand Aja remembering it, because it's like, oh yeah, like I was also a little tiny dragon puppet, or I also interacted with the little dragon puppets back in the day, and I remember one that felt like you. But it's like, well, no, like this should have been just some random fucking monster. Unless maybe they're repurposed. Maybe you start as a little dragon puppet, and then when you run out of juice, they throw your core into a secret source automaton, into one of those enemy monsters. Maybe they do recycle it that way, perhaps. And so he just remembers what that core was initially used for, perhaps. Well, either way. Well, we shall see. Yeah, again, another proximity-based one. But, like, this is a proximity-based one that, like, if you didn't have this targeted, and you wanted to do, like, the daily here, if you wanted to, like, check in with this quest, this is the path you would take. Now, obviously, you can't actually teleport directly there, so, like, it's not as big an issue. But, like, if you were coming in doing exploration, well, like, if you did that quest, you're like, cool, I finished the quest, now I'm gonna do some more exploration. Oh, I have some more stuff in this area. Let me go here. Boom, you've accidentally triggered the next quest again. You know? But as you can see, you know, it's nice because they can, like, I understand the purpose of it. It's like, oh, cool, it allows them to, you know, interact with each other before you yourself show up. So it's not like so you can get some exposition that you might not get as normal or naturally as letting other characters interact before you arrive. But even still, like, as I said, just put a sign down and say, hey, this cutscene is going to trigger this quest. Yes or no, right? That's all. Super simple. Because they've done that before. There's other, like, basically it's how they do their weekly bosses that you can do for clan points, is that you open up, you select the bounty, and then you go to the bounty location, and at that bounty location is a flag. And that flag is a signpost. And that signpost is what allows you to set the difficulty, I think, and start the fight. So it's like you just do that for quests. With, you know, just all you need is have a signpost and it just says, hey, it's going to start this quest. Yes or no. Done. That's all you need.
記憶を失ってから思考モジュールの記憶をなくしたおかげで戦闘能力が上がったってことか？
イネファ姉さんはすごいぞ。スクラップにした機械を片手で山ほど持って帰ってきたんだ。イネファ姉ちゃんのおかげで安心して外に出られるって。でも前に送った花とか羽飾りとかはあんまり興味。
だからパーツで花を作ったのか？イネファお姉ちゃんが今度こそきっとうまくいくよ、アリエッタ。でも今回も失敗だ。などくらいから来たおじさんおばさんたちはもう帰ったの。私たちも今日帰る予定で。イネファが治るまでいつ帰るか故郷の人たちにはもう連絡。ここ数日イネファお姉ちゃんの具合が、お父さんがリーユへに。
Wait, so they mean back home as in Nod Cry or back home as in their original location? Because it seemed like they were escaping from Nod Cry. But considering how young she is, presumably she was born in Nod Cry. So like, wouldn't home be Nod Cry, or do they mean like wherever their parents are from?
そうだったのか。お母さんはなどくらいの人で、お父さんは
Yeah, so
私たちとずっと一緒に暮らしてて、10年以上もリーユ。
Oh, okay. So basically, the father's home. Which of course is really weird, right? Because basically, you just admitted that your mother is from Nod Cry. You were born in Nod Cry. Both of you's home is Nod Cry. Yet you're being told, "Oh no, we're going home." So 2/3 of your family are not from the rest of Teva. 2/3 of your family are from Nod Cry, but quote unquote home refers to not Nod Cry, which is like, what? But yeah, so presumably, yeah, the father's where the father was initially from.
心配ないって。イネファ姉ちゃんの病気が治ったら一緒にリーだから安心してプレゼントを渡して。もし気に入ってもらえなくても
そういえばイネファお姉ちゃんはいつ。
さあ、最近あんまり帰ってこなく。でも外には悪い機械たちが。
どうしよう、もうあまり時間がないのに。
リーユエに行ったことがあるおじさんとおばさんから聞いたんだけど、
お父さんも
いいな。
リーユエに行ったら。
Honestly, like, pretty. I would say like Natlan is far prettier than Leeway because it has all the same rocks, except the rocks are prettier. Leeway is kind of, I mean, it's a nice place, I guess, but I would say the Natlan is prettier because they're both basically just very rocky scenery, and this is just a lot more to it. Yeah, that's the secret source automaton.
次のターゲットは
And so from what I remember seeing her character demo, her character quest, or one of her character movies, is that like her core came from a machine very much like that one.
旅人さん、パイモン。
So it's like it does beg the question of how Aja recognized her, because her outer shell should be completely unique. And so maybe it's like the aura of the core, in which case like we have no way of knowing. Because if it's not a physical appearance, which makes no sense, it would have to be some non-physical aspect of her. Like, you know, I mean, I say aura, but it could be like the energy she radiates to operate. He could recognize. Like, maybe he recognized that wavelength or whatever.
モードの切り替え？ マジックができるフォンテーヌの友達と気が合い。おはようございます。お会いできて嬉しいです。朝食は
This
お
of
済
course
みです
talking
か？
about Lynette.
お前はもっと自然に喋れ。今のは最近学んだ汎用型の挨拶です。続けて3つ並べることで、挨拶の効果ってなんだよ。まあいいか。はい。思考および言語モジュールは修復中。ただパスワードに関する記憶は戻っておらず、思考を繰り返している最中。はい。それでは話題を変えて、それは何でしょう。新型の非現装置です。花？植物の繁殖期間のはずですが。いや、機械部品で作った。理解しました。花形のパーツですね。どの文字？それは使うんじゃなくて眺めるものなんだ。綺麗な記念品？使うためで暗号筒は手紙を送るために、機械は使命を果たすために作られます。ではこの花は感謝。そうそう、誰かに助けてもらったり何かもらったりしたときは火翼の集いに止めていただく代わりに周囲の脅威を排除する。そうそう、よくわかってるじゃん。ですがそれは対等な取引。それはまた話が別だ。はい、感謝します。これは記念にもなるんだぞ。記念？大切な記念。
お花と羽飾りもつけて、バッチリ。やっぱり遠出するときは思いっきりおしゃれしないとね。お花の一本ぐらいでそんなに重くならないわ。あなたはこれから長いそう、記念。人はね、大切なことを忘れないよう物で思い出を残すの。あなたが全て忘れてしまっても花は必ずまた咲く。1000回2000回と咲いた時、旅に出た目的をきっと思い出せるわ。大丈夫。自分の道は自分の足で歩かないと。
Oh, is that the
だからあなた
is that the
あなたの旅をして。
the Child of Echoes, the founder? They mentioned the founder had researched secret source automatons. So maybe the founder had met Ineffa's core. I assume it's the core, not Ineffa in her current state. So that might explain how Aja knew, recognized Ineffa's core, is because if it was hanging around with the founder of the Child of Echoes, Aha might have been following the Shubmani, basically Kinnich's ancestor from back then as well. It's hard to say. Like, I don't know. Is Aha, like, he says he's descended from a dragon. Okay, that's fine. So does that mean he's actually one of, like, a descendant from them? Or is he just, like, the spirit of one of their ancestors, right? Like, I assume he's actually, like, a dragon. Like, maybe he's the spirit of a dragon that has just kind of, like, degraded over time. But if he's been following the Kinnich's clan since their founding, then it's possible that, yeah, he would have been with the leader of that clan, and he would have obviously had to have met her, because all six of them had fought the Abyss 500 years ago. So he might have recognized her core if her core is following around this lady. Yeah, I forget her name. They told us her name yesterday in the beginning part of this quest. But basically, yeah, it's the founder of the Child of Echoes. Actually, no. Oh, wait, so it's her? So there were two people in the tapestry. There was one in the background who had a hairstyle like that. And there was one in the foreground who had shorts, like greenish hair. I assumed that when they were talking about the Child of Echo's leader, the founder, they were referring to the because like the short-haired, green-haired girl was in the foreground, and she was kind of in the background behind her. So I just assumed that the foreground one was her, but obviously the fact that she's being shown now means that the background person was probably the leader of the. So the foreground person could have been Inefa, I guess. Maybe Inefa did have a humanoid appearance back then. Maybe her core was moved into a. I don't know though. Like it doesn't seem like because the secret source automatons were created by the dragons, so it doesn't seem like something they'd do. Although it could have been something that she did. It could be that she was the one who initially found the core, put the core into created Inefa's body, which again doesn't really make sense because they said there were some Fontanian elements of her body, Fontanian joints and all that shit, which wouldn't make sense because Fontanians haven't done this for 500 years, and that's where she's from. Although maybe Inefa's body was different at the time, and it degraded, and Aino hatched it up recently and was able to use the technology from all around the world, all around the country, all around Teyvat, perhaps. Anyway, so I guess maybe the foreground person was Inefa, and so if she had a humanoid appearance even then, because of what this woman did, then I guess Kanish could have recognized her from that. Maybe her face is exactly the same, even if her body has been, modified and repaired.
彼は本当に哀れな存在。人としての生き方も、竜としての生き方もわからない。あなたは、いえ、彼女はかつて人類の敵だった。私やイキと違って、オチカにあなたと彼女の区別はつかない。
So is it one of the dragons was bad, and the other one, or maybe the bad dragon created a clone of himself?
もしあなたが残って私のお手伝いなんてしてたら、彼の憎しみを増長させる。まったく遠出するのはあなたでしょ。私の心配なんてしてどうするの。安心して。火翼の末裔には脅威に屈服する奴隷なんていないわ。族長を失った時、たとえ歩き始めたばかりの子供であって、さあ行って。いずれ忘れることについて悩む必要はないわ。これから海を渡り見つけるのよ。新たな帰る場所を。
I see. So maybe that's why she was able to destroy her laboratory without worries, because the culmination of her research was Inefa, and Inefa escaped. So she's like, well, Inefa escapes, therefore my research will live on, and I don't need my lab. And so she destroyed it, so Ochakan wouldn't destroy it. And so I assume that red thing is Ochakan, or a representation of Ochakan. So I guess she was created as an automaton by Ochakan, not Ochakan, but by the Ochakan. Yeah, was an Atlan person. She was created by one of the dragons who tried to just wipe out humanity, probably. And maybe her core. I don't know. Maybe the secret source. Maybe that bad dragon gave a portion of its essence to the core, and that's how the cores work. Is that they have a portion of like the dragon soul or something inside them to keep them working, and that's what her core is. And so that's why like that red entity is the evil dragon that tried to wipe out humanity. The portion of its soul that remains in the core, perhaps.
申し訳ありません。思考もずっと戦ってたから疲れてるんじゃないか。とりあえず帰って休もう。帰る。火翼の集いにですか？アディエッタたちはもうすぐ出発しちゃうんだ。お前とちゃんとお別れしたいらしいぞ。 火翼の集いの近くにいると。
Which is weird because wasn't unless maybe the foreground person was the child of no because like that wouldn't make sense because they said it was the child of Echo's founder who researched the secret source technology, so that has to be her. If she was the one interacting with Inefa at the time and sending her off, she has to be very knowledgeable about that technology. I mean, unless she is the flower feather chief, and so maybe the two of them, the flower feather and the child of Echo's founders together, because they did mention another person. They began with I. Forget it was like Anexia or something, whatever. Actually, wait, does it appear here? No. What's her name? Oh wait, no. Yeah. Ixquea. So it could be. No, I don't think that Ixquea is the child of Echo's founder, though. So this must be that might be why she's here. It could be Ixquea is the founder of the Featherflower clan, and that's why the child of Echo's founder is here, is because they both believe in Inefa. But I'm pretty sure that's not the name they gave the child of Echo's clan leader. So this unfamiliar lady has to be the child of Echo's one, which is weird because she was in the background of their own tapestry. So maybe Ixquea was the foreground person, or maybe that was Inefa, what Inefa looked like back in the day. Which might explain why she destroyed the tapestry, because she recognized herself back in the day, and the part of her that's trying to keep her memories buried lashed out because she could get her memories back, perhaps. Oh, yeah, Leonka. I was thinking it began with an L. Is Leonka the child of Echo's founder? Okay, so Leonka is the child of Echo's founder, and that's the lady that we saw in the flashback.
現在も痛みはありますが、周囲の人を不安にさせ。
It's also like kind of weird, right? It's like it's turned off. It's like, why don't you just turn off the pain sensors then? Right? Like, why do you even have pain sensors? Especially for like an emotion, right? But then again, if you're able to turn stuff like that off, then you would probably compromise the mind in some way. Because it's like, well, then they would just turn off all the negative stuff and become less and less human. So maybe they intentionally made them like that to make them more human, and don't allow them to shut it off to keep them evolving and becoming more and more human-like. Hard to say. Obviously, like, we don't know the rules of this world. We haven't really gone super far into depth. I mean, some of the dragon robots we've met, the secret source little dragon puppets, seemed very human-like, or seemed very personable. Wait, what? I teleported directly into the center of camp. Obviously, it's another proximity-based thing. This one's even worse because This one, like before, it was like, oh, if you happen to be walking into the clan, you would have triggered this. This one is like, hey, if you were working on the Featherflower clan's commissions, and you teleported back there to receive your rewards, it would have instantly started a side quest, instantly started a quest you weren't prepared for. Also, it's kind of weird. Like, I'm teleporting into the center of town, and then now all of a sudden instantly transported to the edge of town. So it's like, well, why didn't you just make that the starting point then? Why didn't you just tell us to go here to continue the quest? If you're going to continue nowhere near where we teleported in the first place.
任せてくれ。
イネファお姉ちゃんは
きっとまた会えるわ。ほら、リーユへの招待。
アディエッタさん、アームンさん、タクシンさん、ただいま戻りました。あ、イネファお姉ちゃん。それどういたしまして。それから帰る場所があるというのは。イネファにだってわかるだろ。記憶が戻ったらナドくらいに帰るんだし。あ、言い忘れてたけど、オイラたちもナドくらいに行くつもりなんだ。一緒に行かないか？ナドくらいが私の思考モジュールでは時折現れる記憶データはナタとの高い関連性が見られます。記憶データが戻ったとしてそれはいつの記憶でしょうか。深いな。
全く違う自分になってしまうかもしれない。
関連ワードを検索。意識、矛盾、思考モジュール、分裂。はい。もし私が分裂したら。
難しい問題だな。だが私が思うに、家とはお前が帰れる。どんなに遠くまで飛んでいこうとずっと誰かが待って。
Well, to be fair, like, regardless of where she gets her memories, like, her only actual home is not Kurai, because that's where Aino is. Like, home is where the heart is, and that's where Aino is. Like, every other person who might be from her past is long dead. Like, the founder of the Child of Echoes is, like, 500 years old. 500 years dead at this point. So it's like, yeah, like, any memories from that land you have would have been from hundreds of years ago. And no one would be alive. Now, obviously, you could still go to the Child of Echoes and just chill there and see how they've gone. But either way, you could argue that that's still home, right? Like, you could have multiple homes. Not Karai can be your home, Natlan can be your home. You know, anywhere you've lived and, you know, enjoy, you can consider it a home. It's not like you only have to have one.
それがいわゆる自分の帰る場所。記憶の導く先がどこであろうと。まあ、私の経験だけでお前の境遇を理解で。
はい。参考データとして記録しました。
そもそも家は一つしか持てないなんてルールはないだろ。来客だな。安心して記憶を取り戻すといい。はい。
記憶を取り戻す。矛盾。なぜ。
Yeah, that's it. So she was the one who. So yeah, like, look. Actually, no. I guess. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say we were really far away. No, we weren't. They were just directly below it. I thought we were further out. I thought we'd be like somewhere out here or something. So why would you teleport us here when we're gonna be over here? But oh, actually, we are right here. We're just right below. Right below it. Anyway.
手紙のことを聞いてね。それにこの件はナタの古い歴史と関係があるから名園の主の出番なのよ。
古い歴史？シトラリか。
聞こえてるんだけど。まあとりあえず本題に入りましょう。君たちと別れた後、キーニチはあのチビを3日3晩閉じ込めた上にイファのところのカクークに一晩中、アハウがカクークにブチギレて怒りで我を忘れてる間に引き出した。
思考なる領主アハウ。
ええ、それまでは虚勢を張るためのデタラメだと思ってたけど、そうじゃなかったみたい。ナタを統治してた13の竜。聞いたことは？うん。とにかく思考なる領主は普通の竜じゃなかった。
Oh, I see. So that's what Asha is. Asha is just one of... I didn't realize that they were the 13 sovereign rulers were AI. I thought they might have just been automatons. Of course, if they were automatons, they could also be AI. I see. So the dragon ruler created 13 ones. Asha is probably one of them. And Nefa, the secret source automaton that she was, probably was one too. Interesting.
古代の竜族を凌駕する知恵と権力を持ち、でもその後英雄たちとの戦いで13のアハウが口を割らなかったら調査の方向性す。
カクークとの喧嘩に丸一日費やすようなやつが驚いたな。
さあ、そればっかりはガンとして教えてくれなかったの。さっき言ったように領主の本質は作られた意識。
Yeah, like maybe... Well, like maybe they aren't purely like artificial intelligence. Maybe they had to be housed in a body, and maybe Aja lost his body. So like he's still powerful enough to be able to keep a form, but he's lost his original body, and that's why he's lost his power, or lost a significant portion of his power, is because he no longer has his original body. And then maybe that's why Anefa is also kind of broken, is because she had her core transplanted to a new body, but it wasn't perfect, and so that might be why she lost some of her memories. It's hard to say, because obviously the red entity is saying, oh, she did it intentionally, she did it herself. Which is like, well, did she actually do it herself, or are you just, did she actually do it herself, or... I mean, she might have. Like, it's hard to say her rationale behind it. It could be that she cut away her memories so that she could find a place to belong, right? Like, she was like, well, I don't want to have all these memories of fighting and the Dragon Wars and all, and how, like, Natlin has changed, so she might have cut away her memories so that she could kind of, like, form a new self and find a new sense of belonging in a new location. It could be something just as innocuous as that, even though the red entity inside her makes it seem super ominous.
それでもアハウは君に思考なる領主の気配を感じ取ったんでしょうね。正確には君の胸元のコアに。
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, is that maybe he sensed maybe like the presence that radiates from the core is very similar to the presence of her AI back in the past, and that's what he's reacting to. I said aura, but presence, secret source fluctuations, whatever.
それを聞き出そうとキーニチとイファが今もアハウと奮闘してる。せっかく手がかり。そう でもないわよ。イネファがリアンカや火翼の集いって言葉に反応したって聞いたから調べてみたんだけど、かつて火翼の集い一帯を支配していた
Yeah, the
第
Ixtea.
8隻の領主火食と矢羽の司祭よ。
Oh, interesting. So the Eighth Lord, the Ixtea, I forgot her name already. So it could be Ixtea was the Eighth Lord.
戦争で亡くなったわけじゃなくて、
Ah, that sucks.
同族によって処刑されたみたい。罪状は
Oh, interesting.
裏切りリアンカを
So Ixtea was Leonka's basically mother, foster mother, or whatever. And then that's why Leonka, as the founder of the Child of Echoes, knew so much about the secret source technology, is because her foster mother essentially taught her everything she knew, and unfortunately was killed because of it.
ああ、部族の起源に関する伝説には確かにリアン
Oh, actually, or maybe Leonka. Oh, or actually, I guess Leonka might be a feather flower person. So maybe so maybe the foreground person is the Child of Echoes founder, and the background person was just the feather flower person. I assumed that they were the same. I assumed that because she knew a lot about secret source technology, that she was the Child of Echoes founder.
その後彼女は各地で人間と竜の争いを調停し、高慢な強者から弱き者を守護。やがて彼女の周りには同じように自由を求め平等。
Oh, okay. So Leonka was the founder. Okay, so I was wrong. I was assuming she was the founder of the Child of Echoes, because they mentioned the Child of Echoes knew a lot about secret source technology. So I assumed that this other person, who seemed to know a lot as well, also was the same. Although, so is Ixtea her foster mother? Makes sense though, because the naming is more dragon-like. Then who's the Child of Echoes one? Because they mentioned the Child of Echoes was the one who researched secret source technology and had their lab and stuff.
申し訳ありません。火食と矢羽の司祭にはどのような処刑が竜族の内部で起きたことは当時の人類が残した記録にもあまり想像や創作も混じってるだろうから適当に聞き流してほしいんだけど、他の領主たち人類に対して本当に善意を抱いているのなら、その善は
Or maybe Inefa is that lady.
何倍もの苦痛を生み出すことになる。
Maybe the curse they placed upon her. Maybe the curse they placed upon her was to remove her core from her sovereign leader. Like maybe they removed her core from the sovereign leader body and placed it in a random secret source automaton, and that core was then found by Aino and placed in Inefa's current body. So that could be it. It could be that's what happened, and that's why Aja remembers her, because she's also the core of one of the secret source automatons, and that's why she's like what she is, and lost so much memories because of the curse. And that could be what that red entity inside her is. It's a manifestation of the curse within her, and it could be that the reason why it kept saying, "Oh, you left your memories behind. That was your choice." It could be that it was a self-sacrifice. It could be that she, as a dragon sovereign, realized, "Oh shit, if I try to resist, these people are going to continue attacking humans. So I'll accept the curse so that I can protect Leonka and maybe the Featherflower clan, perhaps." But yeah, that's my guess. That's what my guess is. Is that Inefa is that sovereign who was cursed, and her core was probably extracted from her old body and placed into the new one, which was a secret source automaton, which was then later collapsed and was found by Aino and put in her current body. And so the thing that was traveling with Leonka was probably the secret source automaton version of her. So basically, once her core was extracted and removed, she found Leonka again as a secret source automaton and interacted with her a little bit more. Maybe even then she had lost her memories. And so she was just drawn to her, and then was told to go find a place to belong to.
最後は引き裂かれんばかりの苦痛の中で、家族と矢羽の司祭の意識は完全に崩れ去ったとされてる。
Yeah, so that's my bet. My bet is that Inefa is that sovereign. The curse was the removal of the core from her original body and place in a random enemy automaton. And she lost her memory in the process, tried to find herself, and was remade into the Inefa we see today. And the red thing we've seen in her mindscape is just the representation of the curse, or whoever placed the curse upon her.
はい、今回は異常ありません。そうね。リアンカって名前、手元にあるウォーベンは全部持ってきたから、読みたいなら持ってって。しー、この後ちょっと付き合って。以前の経験から編み出した簡単な術よ。後で説明するから、とりあえずここをこっそり離れて私のところに来て。じゃあ私はもう行くから。感謝します。さようなら。またな、したら。みんながウォーベンを読んでる間にこっそり抜けてきて。竜族の作った機械が竜族を裏切ることなどあるのでしょうか。彼女は
母が人類のため同族に牙を向けたという記録はリアンカの伝説に一切ない。
そう聞くと領主って悪いやつらだな。竜族の作った機械が
母が人類のため
そう聞く。
Okay, but I think I'm going to put a pin in this. I think I've walked an hour, so I'm pretty much good. Obviously, I'm not sure what the I'm not sure how long the next portion is. Really, they haven't been super long. It's been like 5 to 10 minute cutscenes. I could probably do it, but you never know. It could be. It does seem like it's kind of getting close to the. It's building, and so it could be getting close to the end, and there might be a domain that we're gonna have to go through. So rather than kind of get in the middle of it and be like, oh man, I can't stop, or I don't want to stop when I'm already kind of tired. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here, and I will maybe continue this tomorrow. Probably. I think. Yeah, I probably will. I'll probably hop on my treadmill tomorrow morning and push out another hour. Maybe try to wrap it up. I think I put in. This time I pretty much put the entire hour into actually maybe not, because I had some dailies. Actually, no, my dailies were pretty quick. I just redeemed shit. Maybe. I mean, I think overall with yesterday, maybe even the day before, all combined, I think I put in an hour and a half. And usually these quests are about like 2 to 3 hours, so I'm either halfway done or getting close. But it's hard to say because like it's a prologue, so it could be that it's longer than normal because it's doing all this like prep and setting up for a non-try perhaps. But either way, so yeah, as I said, to reiterate what I think it is, I think Inefa is that Dragon Sovereign. I think the Dragon Sovereign probably sacrificed herself to protect Lianka, your human daughter, human adopted daughter. And the curse made her lose her memories. And the curse was also like removing her core from her original body and placing it in a regular, just secret source automaton enemy that we fought multiple times before, which matches what we've seen in her character trailers. and then that automaton just roved around for a bit, trying to find a home, collapsed because of age, and Aino found the core and put it into a Nepo. So I think that's why Aja remembers, is because he remembers the feeling of her presence radiating from her core, which is like herself. And I think so. That would also explain what Aja is and how he is what he is, because he doesn't really make sense. It's like he doesn't match any other enemy type, but it's like, oh, okay, so if you were one of those dragon sovereigns, and maybe you also lost your body, and whereas Inefo maybe cursed, maybe because of Inefo's curse, she was stuck in that core. But if she didn't have that core, she might be able to exist outside of it, like Aja, like an Aja version of herself. If she wasn't cursed, maybe. Hard to say, but either way. So I think that's what happened, and I think in the cutscene what we probably saw was her already as the secret source automaton without her memories. Maybe Leonka recognized her, felt the similarities between her and her mother, and that's why she gave her advice to try to find some place to belong. And so yeah, so Leonka and that girl was the other flower. I thought she was a Child of Echoes person, because they said the Child of Echoes knew a lot about secret source technology, so it would make sense that if she was taught by one of the Dragon Sovereigns, that would make total sense why she knows so much. But no, it seems like it was the Featherflower clan leader at the time. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it, but thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.